Hello you guys, and welcome back to my channel. If you are new, hi, I'm Mary. I post fashion, beauty, and health and wellness videos, and happy Vlogmas day 3 maybe. But today I wanted to come on and talk to you guys a little bit about routines. I got a question about this and I had a request to make a video just talking about my routines, like how to create a healthy routine, how to sustain a healthy routine. And I'm a very routine oriented person, like you guys know that, like that's a very prominent part of my life, which I think has a lot of positives, but it also has some negatives because I'm the type of person who I've never struggled with like executing on what I want to get done and like having a productive routine and things like that. But sometimes I'll get too attached to my routine where like I won't want to break my routine. And so I think routines, I just want to kind of start by saying they're all about being able to break your routine. So that's kind of my, like that's my lens, but I also think a lot of people too, it just depends on what type of person you are, a lot of people struggle to create a routine. So that's really what we're focusing on here today, is how to create, sustain, enjoy, cherish a healthy routine to help optimize your life, make you a more happy, healthy, productive, present, and engaged person. So I do have some notes on my phone that I'm going to reference. But obviously, as always, if you have questions, DM me if you want to talk more about it. DM me on Instagram. And yeah. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't already done so. Definitely subscribe because Vlogmas Baby, I'm posting every single day. I'm going to try to be a day ahead. So I want to post every single morning. I love posting in the mornings, like when I wake up, after I do my morning routine. I love when I check my phone to just like upload a video. Like I love doing that. So I'm thinking that, but if you guys would rather I upload it at night, let me know and we can totally do that. Okay, so the first note on routines that I want to talk about is creating attainable routines. I think a lot of the times we go from 0 to 100 real quick and we set standards for ourselves that are not attainable. So for me to not know anything about weightlifting, as I don't, and have this idea that, okay, my new routine is going to be, I'm going to wake up at 5:30 every morning like Blake does and go to the gym. That's not attainable for me because I kind of hate going to the gym. And so it'd be really difficult for me to force myself to get up at 5:30 a.m. and do something that I don't even find any bit of joy in. So that's unattainable. That's also like not a joyful thing for me, so that we're gonna get to that later. But long story short, start by creating attainable goals for yourself and then use your routines in order to achieve them. So this honestly all goes together. Like I literally put set small goals that lead to big lifestyle changes. So for example, one of the reasons I love Tasha Franken Pilates is because it's effective, it's enjoyable, and at least for me. Like some of you might hate Tasha Franken Pilates, but regardless, it's all about consistency. And that's what I love about Tasha, is it's like I do 20 minutes a day, 5 days a week. I enjoy it. Like days that I don't do Tasha, I'm not the same person. I just don't like feel as grounded and like in my body, because sometimes I get so anxious that I'll be in my head, and doing my Pilates really brings me into my body. Regardless, I feel like we're coming out of focus here. Regardless, I think what I love about it is it's not a huge commitment. I mean, if you don't have 10 minutes a day to spend on yourself, on some physical movement, then I think you need to reevaluate your life, frankly, because no one is that busy. I don't care if you're an investment banker. I don't care if you're president of the United States. You have 10 minutes. You know what I mean? And if you don't, then like, again, there's some room for reevaluation there. But regardless, I think starting, like let's say you want to get into a fitness routine, start with 10 minutes a day. Then you can up it from there. But don't be so harsh on yourself. I think we live in this world where it's like you see these things on TikToks and these girls, like I don't know why I see so many like fitness TikTokers, whatever, like with their transformations, and it's it makes you think like they didn't put in the work. You know what I mean? Because you're seeing the start and you're seeing the end and you're like, holy shit, like they went from that to that in a matter of seconds on my phone. Like, so it kind of makes you feel like you have to go from like having zero relationship with like health and wellness or fitness or any routines to having these like perfect orchestrated whatever like rituals and routines surrounding health and fitness. I don't know if that made any sense, but I just feel like it can be overwhelming, the amount of content that we are consuming on like productivity, motivation. Like I'm all for that. You guys know that. Like I love a good productive routine. I love a good grounding routine. I love self-care. I love all of that stuff. But sometimes it's important when creating your routines and when like reevaluating your life, go internal rather than comparing yourself. I haven't actually posted a TikTok about this today. It's an Oprah quote in the TikTok anyways, regardless. Rather than like comparing yourself to other people. Because, for example, I love this girl. I can't remember her name on TikTok. I love her. I think she's so cool. Anna sent me her TikTok and I love it. I don't consume a lot of TikToks. I probably consume 3 people's TikTok, and hers is one of them. But she's very different than me. She's a model who follows the 80-20 rule, which I love the 80-20 rule. If you like want to talk about like health and wellness, that is my philosophy. I love it. Anyways, but she loves to like weightlift and stuff like that. That's just not my thing. I tried to make that my thing for a while. If you guys have been watching my channel for a while, you know that I was doing those Sarah's Day workouts for a while, and I'm going to be completely candid. I fucking hated them. I hated them, but I had this kind of like mentality that in order to get the body that I wanted, I had to do those workouts, and they raised my cortisol. They made me really inflamed. And it just wasn't my workout routine. It wasn't my fitness routine. 20 minutes of Pilates a day is. And that might not be yours. So I think really just like getting internal, figuring out, and the way you're gonna figure that out is through experimentation. I'm glad that I went through that phase because I learned that it's not something that's for me. I'm glad that I went through the phase of trying running and realizing, no, that's not for me. But I do love walking. So like you learn and you hone in on your routines and your productivity and what you like and what works for you through experimentation. Another example of this is like to-do lists work really well for some people and other people can't do them. Like, and even going more in depth into that, some people like to write down 3 things a day that they need to get done, top 3, that's it. Some other people need to write down every single thing that they need to get done that day, and if they don't finish it, they bring it over to the next day. I'm one of those people. I don't write down top 3. I write down every single thing, and then if I don't get it done, I bring it over to the next day. Like yesterday, I needed to get done for my sourdough bread. I needed to do the bulk fermentation for that. I didn't do it yesterday, so I'm doing it today. As also with this video, I was planning on filming it yesterday. I didn't get to it, so I'm doing it today. Regardless, like that's not the point. The point is routines and productivity is such an individualized approach. Like as is everything with life. Like different things work for different people, and so experiment, get curious, and also figure out like what you actually like and what things you actually cherish. Routines can be really grounding for us. That's why I love them so much. Like for example, me waking up and making my bed, coming outside. I'm like not kidding, I'm very like routine. I make my bed, I come out here, I turn on my diffusers, I turn on my little lanterns and the tree, and I play a really low-key piano music. I tell my Google to. Because I don't want to get on my phone, so I do like, hey Google, play peaceful piano.
Okay, here's a Spotify playlist called Peaceful Piano Playlist.
So I'll like listen to that while I'm doing my routines. Okay. Hey Google, stop. And then I unload the dishwasher. And those are all things that I love to do that make me very grounded to start my day. For example, like doing my prayers, doing my meditation. Like I enjoy doing those things. And if I didn't enjoy them, then why would I want to keep doing them? So like maybe your routine is that you get up and you make a smoothie that you love. And that smoothie just really sets the tone for your day, grounds you. That's something you love to do it. Mine is like, I love to make a green juice. Like it makes me feel really grounded. The act of it is very therapeutic to me, and drinking it is very therapeutic to me. And I know it's nourishing my body, and I love how de-bloating green juice is. I love how energizing it is. Like I love that. So those are things that I love, and I'm not going to force myself to do things that I don't love. So that's kind of the crux of it, is really like, if you want to optimize your productivity, I think it's essential that you set routines in place that put you in the headspace. It's all about the headspace to be productive and to optimize your life. And so honestly, maybe finding things you love, yes, it goes within experimentation, but also sit down and like write down a list of things that you actually enjoy doing, and then kind of create like daily rituals out of doing them, and get really intentional with doing them and be really present while you're doing them, and then refine and hone and like experiment and test different things out. Another routine that I love is, and this is one that I like also like to stray away from, is I love cooking dinner for Blake and I love sitting down and having a meal with him. I was talking to my friend Claire about this the other day because she came over when I was prepping some things for dinner, and I was like, we were just talking about dinner, and that's always been a thing in my family. Like we always sat down and had dinner together. And not everyone grew up like that. And it's so therapeutic to me, but also like going out for a nice dinner is amazing. And like you need to be able to break those routines of like cooking and doing all of that in order to do something that's like, for me, like I'm such a homebody. I don't love going out to dinner, but I do it because I never regret doing it, you know, and that's like breaking my routine, but I never regret doing that. And I also think like, so you don't get too embedded in your routines, I think breaking them like once a week or whatever, like doing things that are different, keeps spontaneity in life. And you don't want to become too rigid. Like my mom always says like, Mary, you are so rigid. And like, I am just a rigid person. I wouldn't say that I'm like a tight ass, but I would say that I can be rigid, and especially like with myself. And so for me, it's important to just add that element of playfulness into my life, even into serious things, because otherwise I just take life too seriously. So just to kind of recap what we've talked about, make your routines attainable and do things you actually enjoy. And with kind of going along with that, find joy in the little things. Like find joy in, I'm looking at my couch, so in fluffing your couch. Find joy in making your bed. Like find joy in enjoying a cup of hot lemon water in the morning. Find joy in making your morning coffee. That's something that like a routine that I absolutely adore, is making my morning coffee or going on a walk to get morning coffee. I love it. I find so much joy in it. Like I look forward to it before I go to bed. I love it. And then kind of going off of that, set small goals, which will ultimately lead to those big lifestyle changes like we talked about. Start small, take it one day at a time, and before you know it, you'll be like, wow, I'm so much happier, I'm so much more productive, like I'm able to achieve my bigger goals through doing these small things. Like for example, let's say you want to be happier. That's a huge goal, okay? Like let's say you want to be happier and you don't feel mentally great, you don't feel present in your body, and that is manifesting as you not liking your outward appearance, you wanting to lose weight. So like the ultimate, like the crux of that statement is like, you want to lose weight, but why do you want to lose weight? Like what's behind that? And it's that you're feeling very anxious, or you're feeling slightly depressed, and it's causing you to maybe like make life decisions and choices that are like not in alignment with who you are. I'm kind of getting off the beaten path here, but long story short, let's say you want to lose weight and tone up your body. Totally good, but also get to the root of that, see what's at the root of that, and then integrate 10 minutes of movement a day. Maybe try and have like, I'm a huge proponent of adding before taking away. So like add a salad to the sandwich that you love to have for lunch, or add in a green juice rather than being like, okay, I'm taking everything away except for greens. You know what I mean? So make those small steps, and ultimately like you'll become a happier person, and like the weight should melt off. Like I'll get questions from people who are like, how do I like lose weight, or how do I tone up? And I'm like, stop focusing on it. Like find the root of the issue and find ways to nourish your body, mind, and spirit through movement, through meditation, through eating, through creating healthy routines and rituals, and the weight will melt off, and you'll end up being the weight that your body is meant to naturally settle at. I believe strongly that we all have a natural settling point, like for both our weight and for just like everything in our life. Honestly, we just have an equilibrium, and when we're living in alignment with our power, with our spirit, all of that will come. So kind of a weird example, but also like a question that I get a lot, so I kind of wanted to integrate that within, because like it's just, I don't know. I feel like right now, like this whole fitness journey thing is so pertinent in our culture, and it's like, okay, that's great for you. I love that for you, but let's like focus internally and like get to the root of our own stuff. I don't know. Another thing, give it time, you guys. Like that goes off of this fitness journey thing. Things are not as immediate as they seem. Like, I'm sorry, but that person you saw on TikTok that showed their before and after, yes, it might have said 6 months later, whatever, in like the caption, but you're seeing just the before and after. You're not seeing every single day of their life that they're either healthfully living and creating like a beautiful life for themselves, or maybe like not so healthy. Like you're really not seeing what's behind those pictures. So I think just like giving yourself time, and you'll feel so much better in the long run, and you'll be able to create a sustainable lifestyle, so you'll continue what you set out for yourself. If you're trying to create maybe a routine of like getting up earlier and making yourself coffee and journaling in order to combat your depression, give yourself some grace and give yourself some time, because like you're not gonna be 10 times happier in one day of doing that. You have to kind of get into the ritual of it in order to reap the benefits of things like that. So ultimately, the long story short is give yourself some grace, do what you love, create grounding rituals around the things that you love, and just like allow that to allow you to step into your power. So that is kind of what I wanted to talk about today. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I wanted to make sure I touched on everything, but I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, anything, reach out to me. I'm here for you. And yeah, I like filming these sit down videos. So if you guys like them, let me know. And let me know of any requests, because this was a request and I loved doing it. So like, you guys know best. So I want to hear what you guys want to see. So love you guys. Thank you for watching. If you haven't already done so, hit the subscribe button below. Follow me on Insta. Follow me on TikTok. I'm loving TikTok lately, so follow me. Okay, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Love ya. Bye.